This feels like an absolute dream at this point, folks. As following what was the win of the year yesterday against the Baltimore Orioles, the Jays come out and not only one up that game, but do something that is a huge message to not only the MLB, but directly to the Baltimore Orioles, including their poor rookie pitcher. We're going to break down exactly what happened in this game and discuss what it means going forward, folks, as this has been an incredible 24 hours for this Jays team. They complete the sweep, but there are some interesting underlying storylines within this game, within this win. You're going to want to stay tuned till the end for, but before we get into it all, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, quick reminder to hit that subscribe button, folks. Your guys' support has truly been unbelievable, and make sure to, if you want to stay up to date with the latest Jays news, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, so much to dive into today, and let's start with the biggest news, and that is the win. And let's start with that here. I mean, it was unbelievable. They come out, and following what has been a pretty quiet offensive series for this Toronto Blue Jays team, I mean, first couple games, they really struggled offensively until the later portion of the game. They put up an 11 spot. Yes, 11 runs on the back of a bunch of players. Let's do what we always do. Let's go through it, down the order. George Springer, who I want to dive into later in this video. He's up to a 303 average. He hits a monster moonshot home run directly after getting called for what should have been, ball four. Was called a strike on the inside corner. It wasn't actually there. Springer looked a little bit upset, then hits an absolute moonshot to the upper deck, right? So huge game for him, 3 for 5. And I'll dive back into him a little bit. He's kind of the reason and part of the reason for this, how good this team has been. David Schneider, very interesting game for him. He went hitless. Nathan Lucas came in, obviously, against the righty. Or later on in the game, 1 for 3 for Nathan Lucas. Vladdy goes hitless, was an inch away, a foot away, whatever you want to call it, from a home run. He goes hitless, but he had a walk. Addison Barger was a part of that, late game, just absolute slaughterfest massacre, whatever you want to call it, right? Just dominant against the Orioles. And I feel bad for the rookie pitcher, but he goes 1 for 5. Alejandro Kirk, huge, right? Huge game for him, 3 for 4. And something that's kind of underlying in all this, again, is the fact that Alejandro Kirk, who was bringing 0 for 19 into yesterday's game, has really turned it around. Yesterday, fantastic game. Today, maybe not an even better game, but like technically stat-wise, an even better game. 3 for 4 with an RBI. And then the bottom of the order, got it done, folks. Got it done in mighty fashion. Varsho, 2 for 4. Good to see him. One of those was a little infield 40, 50-foot swinging bunt. Take it. That's a hit. And then, of course, he laced the double late in the game. Same with Ernie Clement. He has caught fire. He went 2 for 4. And then Loperfido and Jimenez with a clutch double early in the game. So the offense looks really good. And there's a few different things within this. Now, this is all without Bichette. The Jays just completed a sweep against the Baltimore Orioles, a team who I want to make very clear is very bad and looks horrible today. They were on fire coming into this game. They were one of the best teams in baseball in September, the best team in baseball in September coming into this game. And the Jays historically have struggled against the Baltimore Orioles in the regular season, especially this iteration of them. Now, they're without Adley Rutschman. They're without Westberg. They're without a couple of their guys there. They avoided Kramer with Dean Kramer, which is really nice. But, or Cobb Radish, sorry, not Dean Kramer. Cobb Radish, they also avoided Andy Kramer. But regardless, they're doing things that, I don't even know how they're doing it. And one of the big things about this win, which we'll dive into later, is how important the blowout was. But let's touch on the pitching first. And this was all in a Shane Bieber start. Gives up that solo shot to Kobe Mayo early. After that, you're thinking, okay, the Jays are down again. The comeback kids will have to come into fruition. Didn't matter. They ultimately blew him out. But 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 5 Ks, 1 walk, 1 home run. This is more like the Shane Bieber we're accustomed to in his brief tenure as a Blue Jay and, of course, in his longer tenure in the major leagues. Like last start where he went 5 2/3, gave up 3 runs and 9 hits, his command was awful, right? Now, his command's looking really good. It looked really, really good today, and that's ultimately what led to 6 innings of 1-run ball. Louis Varland, who he did give up that home run. He looks better, though, and he was obviously struggling for a bit there, and they seem to use his changeup now a lot more than they were. He is a starter, or used to be rather a starter. He has a 4 or 5 pitch mix if they want him to. Started with his fastball and knuckle curve when he came over here. Starting to use that changeup a little bit, slider as well. So interesting to see with him. And then Ryan Baraki, of course, gets the job done ultimately with the gets not the save, but closes the game regardless, which might be his last game as a Toronto Blue Jay with the Trey Savage news of him getting called up. Another video coming on that later tonight, probably tomorrow morning though. But regardless, dominant pitching performance, right? Really, really good. And shout out to Baraki for cleaning up the last 2 innings. I think he ultimately finished with 2 innings. I know it didn't update here, finished with 2 innings of play, but I am just over the moon with this team. You could have not asked for a better start for the Toronto Blue Jays in the start of September, right? And obviously the start of the month, a little bit, scary, but to start this series, just absolutely dominant. And double check there. Berucki did ultimately finish 2 innings, 2 hits. Wanted to make sure I wasn't, bugging and tripping out. So very, very good there. Now, I want to dive into why this win was so important. Not only the win, though, the blowout. You can see this here. This blowout is so big. Hoffman hasn't pitched in a game since Wednesday, but he got hot in each of the first 2 games in the series. Going into Tampa with just Berucki, a likely DFA, and I'm going to assume Nance in the 9th having been used is huge. And ultimately, they just used Berucki, like I mentioned. Sucks this will probably be his last outing for him, but it was nice to see him back in a Jays uniform. So, folks, very good news here. They got to just use Berucki today, and they got blessed with pitching performances. Gausman, Bassett, all these different guys, especially this series. And Bassett went 5 innings. They could have easily let Bassett go longer, but they're able to kind of extend guys extend guys if they need to, or pull them back to give, Bassett some rest down the stretch. Shout out to Ryan Berucki, though. You didn't basically, assuming, Savage is up for Berucki, you basically didn't use a bullpen arm today besides Louis Verlin. So I am just over the moon, folks. And kind of circling back on some other things. Like I said in the intro, it feels like a dream. It truly does. I mean, we're watching a Toronto Blue Jays baseball team who are favorites now, heavy favorites to win the AL East. Go out and sweep the Baltimore Orioles, who aren't a good team, but are still pretty good. Without Bichette, we're about to enter a play now where your top prospect is going to be starting on Monday and he got called up, all these different things. It's tomorrow. Savage is going to start, which is absurd. And then not only that, Santander's potentially, your $100 million man in the offseason, is potentially returning. Who has it better? Who has it better? I'll tell you, we can have it a bit better if the Red Sox win tonight. So if you're watching and not watching football and you're watching some more baseball, Red Sox Yankees, 7:10 p.m. Eastern start. You're hoping the Red Sox win, which would give the Jays, if the Red Sox win tonight, the Jays are in absolutely fantastic shape, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone put your Red Sox hats on. You'll be up 4 games, virtually 5 games heading into the last week and a half of the season, It is incredible. And from top to bottom, the rotation, the hitting staff, the hitters, and just the way that Dave Popkins, Lou Lamoriello have all gotten involved, John Schneider, into Don Mattingly, sure, give him some credit. You'd see here from Thomas Hall, the way these Jays hitters can make mid-game adjustments has become automatic these days. You just expect them to eventually break through, whether it's the second time through the order or the 9th inning. Today it was the 7th. They just find a way. And folks, enjoy it. Truly enjoy the moment. This is absolutely electric. It literally feels like a dream. Obviously, they put up a 6th spot in the 7th inning today. Hopefully, they can take this into tomorrow against the Rays, where we're going to see Trey Savage start. More news coming on that. A ton of comments from John Schneider. Videos coming tomorrow. Folks, it feels like a dream right now. Hopefully, you're all enjoying it. You don't get seasons like this very often where you get to watch your team, the underdogs. I mean, keep in mind, folks, they were 76.5 wins. That was the line these sports books set. Boy, oh boy, do they regret that. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are unbelievable. You mean the world to me. See you guys in the videos tomorrow. Cheers.